You've shared a really fantastic set of sources with us today, and we're tackling something I think is pretty critical for anyone learning English, which is moving beyond just, correct grammar
Right.
to sounding genuinely natural, really fluent. We're zoning in on these uh, super common context-specific words. One source actually called them the little keys that unlock smoother conversations.
That phrase is just spot on, isn't it? This deep
Ah,
dive. It's all practical. We're not talking complex academic words here.
no.
Now, forget that. We're focusing on those essential bits, the building blocks that native speakers use, like all the time.
Hmm.
They make communication just sound effortless, really natural,
Mm.
across all sorts of daily
Yeah.
situations. So our mission today is basically to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge about how these words function socially.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We'll go category by category, like work stuff, then how conversations flow.
Home life, tech,
Right.
home life, tech, and feelings too, right?
Mm.
Emotional stuff. But focusing not just on the dictionary meaning, but why these words work so well, why they add that social touch.
Exactly. The why is key.
Yeah. All right, let's kick things off with the professional world. Work. You definitely need words here to, well, manage how people see things, handle disagreements smoothly,
Mm.
and just clarify info without, stepping on toes.
Precisely. And let's start with one that's surprisingly powerful for like a gentle correction.
Yeah.
Actually, its basic meaning is, in reality or in fact.
Right. We've all been there, haven't we? Those moments at work where you need to disagree or maybe correct something someone said, but you need to do it politely. So why is actually the go-to? Why not just say, no, that's wrong?
Well, it's because it kind of shifts the focus,
Yeah.
away from the person, more onto the situation itself, the reality of it.
Okay.
So if your colleague says, hey, you're free for a meeting at 3 and you're not.
Responding, actually, I'm busy right then, frames it as just, a scheduling thing. It's not personal.
Right. It's not, I don't want to meet you.
Exactly. Or for facts, like, I thought the deadline was Friday.
But actually, it's Thursday. Yeah, I use that one a lot.
We all do. It just sets the record straight without sounding, aggressive or confrontational. It's basically a tool for polite disagreement.
It's like a little verbal deflector shield.
Hmm.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So moving on then, another really key one for managing expectations seems to be probably.
Oh, probably is absolutely essential. It's for saying something is, well, very likely, but without that 100% commitment. It means likely or very possible.
So if I say, I'll probably finish this report later, I'm basically signaling, look, it's highly likely I fully intend to, but things happen, right?
Exactly. You leave yourself that little bit of wiggle room, which, let's be honest, is pretty crucial sometimes in professional settings.
Definitely.
And that ties in perfectly with the next pair, the masters of linguistic wiggle room, kind of. And
Sort of. Ah, yes, these two. I find them really interesting. They basically mean a little bit, or somewhat, right? But the sources kept highlighting their role in softening statements. Why is softening so important? Why do native speakers do it so much?
well, I think native speakers often try to avoid being too absolute or maybe too definitive, especially when it's like a personal opinion or feeling.
Hmm.
Saying the movie was sort of boring just lands softer than the movie was boring.
Mm.
It's less harsh.
Right, less confrontational.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These words stop your statement sounding too strong. They reduce the risk of awkwardness or disagreement. It's just a key part of, everyday conversational politeness. Like if it's a bit chilly out, you might say, ooh, it's kind of cold today,
Yeah.
rather than committing to, it is freezing.
Yeah, which might be an exaggeration anyway. It's interesting. It feels almost defensive sometimes, like you're protecting yourself from having to stand by a really strong statement. Okay, so while those help with like interpersonal stuff, let's go back to just doing things. What's the verb for when you have to tackle a tricky task? That brings us to deal with.
Yeah, deal with is crucial. It
Okay.
often suggests you're like overcoming some resistance or handling an existing problem, maybe a difficult one. It means taking action to manage it, handle it, solve it.
So if I say I need to deal with this issue, it maybe sounds a bit more complex or like It needs more effort than just saying, I need to handle this issue.
I think so, yeah. Handle can feel a bit more neutral, maybe simpler sometimes. But think about my job is to deal with customer complaints.
Right. That phrasing really highlights that you're managing potentially negative, tricky interactions.
Exactly. You're dealing with something that takes effort, needs resolution. That's why it pops up so much around those professional friction points.
Makes sense. And then just to wrap up this work section, the absolute foundation of being organized.
Schedule.
Ah, schedule.
Roll.
Simple but essential. It just
Uh,
defines the plan, doesn't it? Your appointments, meetings, tasks, everything for a set time. My schedule is completely full today.
it's just the universal word for your calendar, your agenda. It's key for setting boundaries and just being clear about your time. Okay, now let's shift gears a bit and look at the actual mechanics of a conversation, how it flows.
Hmm.
What's really fascinating here, I think, is how these little words work like signposts. They guide the listener, through tangents or interruptions or when you need to clarify something.
All right. And starting with maybe the ultimate attention grabber, the interruption everyone kind of likes. Guess what?
Oh yeah, that's pure conversational energy, isn't it? You only use it when you've got exciting news to share and you want their full attention right now.
Totally.
You're basically starting a little game like, I've got a secret, want to hear it? Guess what? I just got a new car. It's almost impossible to ignore.
It really is. Okay, so once you've got their attention, maybe you need to add a little side note, something slightly off topic. That's where, by the way, comes in handy. What's its job? How does it let you interrupt without being rude? Is it better than just saying also?
Yeah, it's different from also, by the way, signals a slight temporary detour. You're adding extra info, maybe something related that just popped into your head. It's
Oh,
like a recognized social signal that says, hold that thought. I know we were talking about X, but this thing Y just occurred to me, and it's kind of relevant. So if you're planning dinner
yeah.
and you suddenly remember, oh, by the way, did you remember to buy bread? It works because everyone understands it's just a quick sidestep before you get back to the main point.
Gotcha. And then its partner. Anyway, that's like the signal to get back on track, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, is so important for wrapping up that side chat or just gently steering the conversation back to where it was supposed to be going.
Mm-hmm.
You might realize you've wandered off topic, so you say, anyway, as I was saying before, or, when you're ending a phone call, anyway, I should probably go now. It's signals closure or,
Yeah.
yeah, getting back to the agenda.
Okay. And we definitely need to revisit actually here because its everyday use is maybe even more common than the professional one we talked about.
Oh, definitely.
Here, it feels like it's all about polite clarification.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
Think about it. If someone makes an assumption about you, maybe what drink you like or where you're going,
Right.
they're wrong. You need a smooth way to correct them. So you use it to clarify. Oh, I thought you were going to the party tonight. Actually, I think I'm going to stay home. It acknowledges what they thought, but gently corrects it. It's just polite conversational upkeep.
Yeah. Keeps things running smoothly. Okay. Last one in this section. This one feels like you're correcting yourself in real time. Why is it so vital for sounding fluent?
Well, it does a couple of key things. First, yeah, it helps you explain yourself better, maybe add some detail you forgot.
Hmm.
But second, and maybe more importantly, it helps you clarify or even kind of walk back something you just said that might have been a bit too strong.
Ah, like a safety net.
Exactly. It's a linguistic safety net.
Mm-hmm.
You might say, oh, that party was terrible. Then you pause and think, ooh, maybe too harsh. So you add, it wasn't really my favorite, and the music was way too loud.
Yeah, right.
See, softens the terrible by giving reasons, clarifying. Just makes you sound more considered, less blunt. These functional words, honestly, they're like the engine room of sounding fluent.
Okay, shifting gears again. Let's get practical, moving into the home, into our digital lives. This is where it gets really interesting, I think, because these are words we use constantly, every day, often without even noticing.
Absolutely. Let's start right at home. Kitchen counter, maybe. Leftovers. Super simple concept, but essential vocabulary.
Totally. It's just food that was cooked for one meal but wasn't eaten, so you save it for later. We're having leftovers for dinner tonight.
It's so functional, isn't it? It tells you the
Yeah.
menu and implies you're saving time and not wasting food, all in one word.
Precisely. And if you don't deal with those leftovers quickly enough, you might end up with things getting a bit messy.
Messy, meaning untidy, disorganized. We use it all the time for spaces, right? Clothes on the floor, papers everywhere. The room is messy. It's just the immediate common opposite of tidy. Yep. And the action you need to take to sort out that mess or, anything else that's broken around the house. Yeah. That's usually covered by the verb fix.
Such a simple word, fix. But it covers so much. Repairing something broken, putting a situation right. I need to fix the leaky faucet. Or even metaphorically, we need to fix this mistake in the budget. It's like the Swiss Army knife of repair words.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And it leads us nicely into the digital world, which, yeah, your sources spent a lot of time on, starting with the absolute basics of security, log in and log out.
Right. Log in. You're accessing your account using your username, password, log out. You're closing that session securely. Just fundamental actions for online safety. Can't really function online without them.
True. Then there's the main physical thing we do on screens all day, scroll.
We all do it constantly, right? Moving text, images up or down the screen. Was there any other word the sources mentioned for just endless phone use? Or is scroll pretty much the standard?
No, scroll really is the universal standard
Yeah.
because it accurately describes that physical action, whether you're flicking a thumb on a phone or using a mouse wheel on a computer.
Yeah.
And it kind of reflects how we consume info now, doesn't it? That endless up and down movement is probably a verb we use, I don't know, hundreds of times a day without even thinking.
Easily. Okay, and finally in this section, the one that often trips up learners. The direction of files, upload versus download.
Yeah, this can be confusing, but if you just think direction, it helps. Download is information moving down from the internet to your device, like saving a PDF or getting an app.
Right, down to me.
Exactly. And upload is the opposite. Information going up from your device to the internet. So putting a photo onto social media, sending a file to cloud storage, you upload it.
Got it. Mastering those two directions is pretty vital for just basic digital stuff.
Okay, let's move on to talking about, well, us. Our feelings, our inner state, and also some practical things we do and around about. And if we connect this back to the big picture, knowing the right words for emotions especially, it really helps us connect with people properly, doesn't it? Sharing how we feel, but with the right level of intensity.
Absolutely. Let's start with a feeling that's negative, but maybe not, full on rage, annoyed.
Yes, annoyed is so useful because it's not anger. It means you're feeling like mildly irritated, maybe a bit impatient, usually about something small that's bothering you.
Like loud chewing or the train being slightly late.
Exactly. Or a fly buzzing around.
Yeah.
It lets you express that negative feeling without making a huge deal out of it, without escalating things.
Okay, contrast that with feeling blocked or stuck.
Yeah,
Frustrated. This seems more about not being able to do something.
precisely. Frustrated is that feeling of being upset or, yeah, blocked because you can't achieve something you're trying to do. It's the emotion tied to obstacles.
Like when you can't open a jar, where the Wi-Fi is just crawling.
Yes. Those are perfect examples. You want to make progress, but something's stopping you. And that leads to that specific feeling of frustration, of being stuck.
Okay. And then on the completely positive end of the scale, excited.
Excited. Pure positive energy. Feeling really happy, enthusiastic, usually about something coming up in the future. I'm so excited about my vacation next month. It's high energy, looking forward to something great.
Got it. Okay, moving out of feelings and into the city or just out shopping. Let's talk about a really useful but potentially confusing phrase. Check out.
Oh yeah, this is a classic example of a phrase where context is everything. It has two main, completely different meanings. First, it means to look at something, usually something interesting.
Like, hey, check out that cool street art, or we should check out that new cafe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pointing something out for attention. But the second meaning is purely about the transaction, right?
Yeah.
The act of paying for goods at a store or formally leaving a hotel. You go to the checkout counter.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to mix those up. Asking the cashier to check out their interesting hat might not go down well when you're trying to pay.
Probably not. It's all about where you are and what you're doing. Pointing. It's looking. Standing at a till with your wallet out. It's paying. Okay, next up, The phrase that signals you've got none left, run out of.
Oh, this is such a common phrase around the house, isn't it? It means you've used up your entire supply of something. There's zero left. You need to get more. Oh no, we've run out of coffee.
The horror. Or the slightly more stressful version, my phone ran out of battery. Or
Yeah.
I ran out of gas on the highway. It really expresses that sudden, oops, it's all gone realization, which usually means you need to take action immediately.
Definitely triggers a need to restock or recharge. Okay, and our final phrase, often used when asking someone to look at something, maybe at work or school, take a look.
Yeah, take a look usually means looking quickly, briefly. It's often used as an invitation or a request for someone to review something, but it manages the expectation of how much effort is involved.
Right. It sounds less demanding than saying, please review this entire document in detail. Instead, you might say, could you just take a look at this email draft? It implies you're asking for a quick glance, a general impression, not necessarily, well, a deep dive like this one.
Exactly. It softens the request.
Wow. Okay, we have really covered a lot of ground today. From managing work situations politely with actually to showing you're just mildly irritated with annoyed and making sure we know our uploads from our downloads. It really hammers home that these seemingly simple words, they're like the essential little building blocks for conversations that actually flow well and sound natural. So what's the big takeaway here for you, the listener?
Well, I think it really reinforces that core idea from the sources you shared. Becoming truly fluent, sounding natural, it isn't just about knowing thousands of fancy words.
Mm.
It's much more about mastering these core functional words, the ones that manage the social side of things, the flow of the conversation.
Mm.
And because native speakers use them constantly, in pretty much every sphere, work, home, socializing, using them correctly yourself is probably one of the quickest ways to make your English sound more fluent, more, well, natural.
That's the practical goal right there.
Yeah.
So we want you to really focus on applying this. Since we've touched on so many of these key concepts, softening an opinion with sort of managing your time with schedule, expressing that slight irritation with annoyed, here's a little challenge for you. Think about it. What's one word from our discussion today that you could commit to using, say, 3 times in your very next real life English conversation? Which single word do you think would give you the most immediate boost in sounding more fluent? Go on, pick one and put those keys to good use.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep digging into those details, the little things that really make language connect people.